Hello guys, it's Adam Vincent for MUX Week 1. Um, going through my paperwork here. So basically, running through my app idea is I live in Lee County, Florida, which is I live in Cape Coral, Florida Southwest area, right next to Fort Myers. Anyway, that kind of area. So I'm in. Actually, up until just the other day, I've been in the position that I had to ride the bus back and forth to work, which I work 26 miles from my house, which is a long bus route. Takes me about 2 hours to get to work. But there's an absolute need for an app for this bus transit system. The website is really just crude and basic, and the route information is done up on PDFs, and which we all know on a mobile device can be really kind of a pain to look at. There's no mobile format whatsoever, but as I've been riding the bus, I've noticed that there are a lot of people with smartphones, mostly Androids. Don't see a ton of people with iPhones riding the bus. I'm one of those few. So, anyway, go through my paperwork here. App definitions to assist anybody riding public transit system in Fort Myers, Lee County, Florida. Bus stop times and locations. Going through kind of the core functionality. I want a map with pinned locations for each route, like have each route laid out with all the major transfer stops and times. And then each stop can have a detailed listing of of different routes that run through that stop, that kind of deal. Usability questionnaire. These were people that I actually interviewed on the bus. More Android users, like I said, than iPhone users, and I had one BlackBerry guy that I interviewed. I actually interviewed about 10 people. I only put 5 in here. So as you can see, these were really kind of the results. Some of the people that I talked to found a need for it. Some people, just picked up the brochures or, were dealing with the PDFs, but they absolutely love the idea of having an app, whether a web or native. Some of them didn't really care either way. Going to my user personas, I don't know what happened to the pictures. They disappeared. I tried to put it back, didn't work. So I created a persona of somebody really in the same situation I am. If you read this description, it's kind of been my situation. I actually just got a car a couple of days ago, so quite happy about that. Excuse me. Secondary persona, just kind of did a single mother fast food worker. This is kind of the typical bus rider, somebody just trying to get back and forth to work. They don't have access to a vehicle, or they don't have a license due to whatever reason may be. So I went through all that. And then the competitive app analysis. And first I kind of want to reference the article that I read. I'll actually show the article now. 4 tips on making, 4 tips on mobile app marketing. Basically, kind of sum it up, it's talking about the Federal Trade Commission cracking down on app advertising, talking about what apps can do and what they can't do. And if you advertise an app can do something, it better do it. If not, you can get in some serious trouble. Which is true, because I've ran across apps that don't do what they tell you it's going to do, and either I paid money for it or it's just a waste of my space and it was a waste of time. Really don't like that, So, when designing and developing apps, really kind of pay attention to what it's doing, and when you put your advertisement out, don't put it out as something that it shouldn't be. And in a couple of cases, had one app, Transit. It was the first one that popped up when I was searching for bus route apps on the App Store, and this was the first one that came up. It was by far the worst one. I downloaded 2 or 3. These are the 2 that I'm going to compare. Transit was not a very good app. It was simple layout, but it was just the functionality was really not even relevant to the app it was supposed to be. Whereas the London bus app for free, both of these were free apps, but they also had paid upgrades. The London's upgrade I think was $1.99. Transit was 99 cents. Really don't think either one of them would have been worth the money. And for this particular kind of app, I really don't think I would charge for it, which would kind of lean me more towards a web app design, being one that is cross-platformable for multiple smartphone users, and it's just easier to access in that sense. Okay, so just to go through here, you got the visibility app status. The app kind of loads into an instruction string, which is talking about Google Maps, and it's kind of poorly designed. Then it shows. Then once you finally figure out how to get into the app, it shows a bus route somewhere in California. Doesn't really give you any kind of like information to go on. It's kind of hard to see like what to do next on how to put in like a route. And if you put in your current address, it gets an error, which tells you it's not in service unless you live in California. So that's the error on that one. Not a lot of functionality. It lets you set reminders and times to be at bus stops, but it's really kind of useless to me. I would rather see times and see cross routes and that kind of thing. So the London app, on the other hand, did show a map with different stops on a route where you could go into this other list and pick routes and then show you the map corresponding to that route. It had a lot more information. It had a trip planner, but there was some stuff in it that really just kind of it shouldn't have been there. Maybe you could have simplified it into some less steps, that kind of thing. Overall, the London bus app was a lot better app. It was much more robust and had more information, but it was kind of choppy. They all had good use of like exit and back buttons, to cancel text. If you mistext something, you can hit the X in the text field. They were all well set up like that. Had tab navigations as well as toolbars, which made getting around the app fairly easy. The Transit app just really lacked the functionality that I wanted. And the London bus app, it's kind of what I'm looking to go towards, but I want to do it better. It looks kind of intermediate, and I feel like it could have a cleaner feel and a cleaner look to it. So overall, just comparing those 2 apps that were out there, actually with a couple others, but these were the 2 that I picked to compare for this model. I feel like I have a good direction with my app, and just want to see where I can take it. So that is me for the week. Have a good one.